Dear Patriots, before the news starts, please subscribe to our patriotic channel by clicking the subscribe button. Give us a thumbs up to this video. Don't forget to leave your opinion below in the comments section. Share the news on Facebook and Twitter so you friends see it. Thank you.
Scarborough compares Trump to Joseph Stalin for wanting a Hillary investigation. Many Americans are sick of the Clinton family getting away with their crimes. But according to MSNBC's Joe Scarborough, wanting justice against the Clintons makes him a dictator, like Stalin. We are going to get to how horrific this is, what a horrific precedent this would set if Donald Trump goes after his political opponent, pressuring the Justice Department, pressuring the Attorney General to do this. If this is what happens, this is what Joseph Stalin would do, this is what tyrants have done for years, is sick their people on political opponents, said Scarborough. Hillary Clinton was literally just caught collaborating with the Russians with the dossier, but of course he will ignore that. But just the underlying charge, the claim here that somehow the Clintons benefited from this deal going through, it's an absence of malice moment where Paul Newman leans back in his chair and says, "Prove it." They're not going to prove anything here, said Scarborough. There's no smoking gun here. There's nothing here that's going to prove that the Clintons somehow got money. I mean, it might look bad, but putting a special prosecutor out there is going to uncover absolutely nothing and set a horrific precedent, said Scarborough. Even though there is a special prosecutor against Trump, despite a lack of evidence. Krauthammer exposes when he will be back in beautiful message to his viewers. Krauthammer has been absent from Fox News for many weeks now and fans have been missing him. However, Krauthammer sent Brett Baier a message to give to the audience. Thanks to all for your cards, letters and good wishes. I am still recovering from major surgery 12 weeks ago, wrote Krauthammer. I have graduated from the ICU to an advanced rehab facility to regain my strength and stamina. It's a longer road than anticipated, but the support of family, friends and kindly viewers continue to sustain me. In the immortal words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, I'll be back, said Krauthammer. This isn't the first message that Krauthammer has given the viewers since he left. Charles had a pre-planned surgery his doctor said he needed. He expected a speedy recovery but ran into some complications post-surgery, explained Baier back in October. He is still in the hospital, making slow steady progress in recovery. He desperately wants to come back to the panel as soon as possible. Believe me, I speak to or email with his wife Robbie almost every day. And I share your thoughts and prayers, said Baier. It will likely be a few more weeks. And yes, he does get to watch his Washington Nationals' first game of the playoffs against the Cubs, tomorrow night, so we're pulling for him. And thanks for asking about his status. He'll be back here soon, I'm sure, said Baier. Are you excited for him to come back? Frederica Wilson ruins what's left of her credibility with new, horrific accusation against General Kelly. Yep. She just went there. Unreal and a perfect example of why the left always loses and will always lose. Frederica Wilson, with her back to the wall after being exposed by everyone, to save her scandalous skin, just accused General Kelly of racism. Look, the left, when they are exposed as total frauds, like Wilson has been by Bill O'Reilly, Sarah Huckabee Sanders, and General Kelly, tend to go low and accuse everyone of some ism-racism, transgenderism, or whatever the ism of the day is. What they don't understand, and how they miss the story of the boy who cried wolf in 3rd grade, public education, is that when they make phony charges of serious offenses like racism, no one believed them the next time. Remember Al Sharpton and Tawana Brawley? I sure as heck still do. According to the Daily Mail, Frederica went on CNN's New Day this morning and literally ruined what's left of her tattered reputation. She was responding to this statement by General Kelly. And a congresswoman stood up, and in the long tradition of empty barrels making the most noise, stood up there and all of that and talked about how she was instrumental in getting the funding for that building, and how she took care of her constituents because she got the money, and she just called up President Obama, and on that phone call he gave the money, the $20 million, to build the building. Frederica actually said on live TV, this about the empty barrel term. I think that's a racist term. We looked it up into the dictionary, because we had never heard of an empty barrel, and I don't want to be dragged into something like that. Racist term? Don't want to be dragged into something you started, you dimwit. You set Trump up and played politics with a sacred American tradition of honoring our fallen, and you got caught, you got humiliated, and now you are hiding behind a racism charge? It is beyond the pale. Share if you agree. This Goldstar Widow just revealed what Trump told her that made everyone cry. The Democrats have tried their best, again, to condemn our president. It's how they spend their lives, trying to find ways to make him look bad. The latest is surrounding his attempt to offer condolences to the families of soldiers recently killed in Niger. But check this out, y'all. We've got to get this out. A Goldstar Widow has shared her phone call with President Trump, saying, "He was a great guy. He was a boss." Natasha Alamka lost her husband, Army Staff Sergeant Mark R. Alamka in a firefight with Islamic State fighters in early April. Here's what she said Trump said to her during his phone call with her. "I am so sorry to hear about the whole situation. What a horrible thing, except that he is an unbelievable hero. You know, all of the people that served with him are saying how incredible he was." He went on, "Evarione tells me how great he was. He told her, he was the boss, he was their friend. They all loved him." Trump knew everything about her husband, about their 5 children. He put himself in her position. She says Trump took the time to really express his heartfelt condolences. What a tearjerk moment. If you are proud of our president and want people to know the truth, please get this shared and tell it trumps all the fake news about this story. Comment here's the truth about Trump. The Daily Mail. Trump knocks Chuck Schumer off high horse with brilliant move on tax cuts. This is big. For so many reasons. First, Chuck Schumer is done. Over. His 60-vote Senate blockade has just been reduced to rubble. On the most important issue of the day and the one most Americans really care about, taxes. We pay too much because the Democrats created a nanny state and there is only one way to wean the government off our taxes. Tax reform, and a major, once-in-a-lifetime tax reform, at that. And Chuck Schumer was blocking it and thought he could continue his obstruction and try to blackmail Trump. Didn't work. Because Trump, with a huge assist from Mitch McConnell, finally, just outplayed Chuck Schumer. Did the old end around on crying Chuck and knocked him right off his high horse with one brilliant move. Trump has been tough on Mitch because he was not using his leverage properly. Looks like he got the message, better late than never. Joe Biden shames the hero who stopped the Texas church shooter for having a gun. Former Vice President Joe Biden was speaking on NBC about gun control when he was asked about the hero who used a gun to stop the Texas church killer. "So with the tragedy that just happened in Texas, my question is, how do you justify the Democratic view on gun control when the shooter was stopped by a man who was legally licensed to carry a gun?" asked an audience member. Shockingly, Joe Biden went on to criticize the hero who saved everything for having a gun he shouldn't have. "Well, first of all, the kind of gun being carried he shouldn't be carrying," started Biden. "Assault weapons are. I wrote the last serious gun control law that was written and was law for 10 years, and it outlawed assault weapons and it outlawed weapons with magazines that had a whole lot of bullets, and so you can kill a whole lot of people a lot more quickly. said Biden. Stephen Williford, the man who saved everyone, described the experience. I kept hearing the shots, one after another, very rapid shots, just pop 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 pop, and I knew every one of those shots represented someone, that it was aimed at someone, that they weren't just random shots, Williford said. He saw me and I saw him. I was standing behind a pickup truck for cover. I know I hit him. He got into his vehicle, and he fired another couple rounds through his side window. When the window dropped, I fired another round at him again, described Williford. And Biden wants this man's guns taken away?